Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today, we will list 8 overt narcissist signs as stated by Lori Holman, PhD, who holds a certificate in infant parent psychotherapy and is a licensed clinical social worker registered in New York State. By the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of what it means to be an overt narcissist and how to identify these signs in the people around you. You'll also learn what signs to look for and how to deal with them, so you're not the person being manipulated. So, let's dive right in. Have you ever encountered someone who seems to be excessively self-centered, lacks empathy, and constantly seeks admiration? If so, you might have come across an overt narcissist. These individuals have a grandiose sense of self-importance and believe they are superior to others. They often display a range of behaviors that can be quite challenging to deal with. So, let's go over the 8 key signs of an overt narcissist, and then we will move on to the best ways to handle the situations. Keep in mind that these signs are not definitive proof, but they can serve as red flags. If you notice multiple signs in someone, it's worth considering that they just might be an overt narcissist. The 8 signs to look for include 1. Excessive need for admiration. 2. Lack of empathy. 3. Sense of entitlement. 4. Exploitative behavior. 5. Preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success. 6. Belief in their own uniqueness. 7. Arrogant and haughty behavior. And number 8. A constant need for attention. Now, take a moment to think. Do any of these signs remind you of someone you know? It could be a friend, a family member, or even a coworker. Share your experience in the comments below so we have a better idea where people may encounter a person with these traits. To give you a quick example, imagine someone who constantly interrupts others during conversations, always brings the attention back to themselves, and belittles others to boost their own ego. These are just a few behaviors that an overt narcissist might exhibit. Okay, let's dive a bit deeper into each of these 8 signs and learn what you can do to prevent being manipulated or pushed around. So let's start with the excessive need for admiration. A good example could be someone who constantly seeks validation and attention from others. They may constantly fish for compliments, brag about their achievements, and seek recognition for even the smallest accomplishments. This person may have an insatiable desire for admiration and may become upset or resentful if they feel they are not receiving enough attention or praise. Handling a situation with someone who has an excessive need for admiration can be challenging, but here are a few suggestions. 1. Establish clear boundaries by limiting the amount of time and attention you give. 2. Provide constructive feedback. If appropriate, offer constructive feedback to help the person develop a more balanced perspective. Encourage them to focus on personal growth and self-improvement rather than solely seeking admiration from others. 3. Lead by example. Show the person that genuine admiration and respect are earned through character, integrity, and meaningful contributions. Bring up others' achievements and offer sincere compliments when deserved. Next up is a lack of empathy. An example of a lack of empathy in a person could be someone who consistently disregards or dismisses the feelings and experiences of others. They may struggle to understand or relate to the emotions and perspectives of those around them, often coming across as insensitive or uncaring. Handling a situation with someone who lacks empathy can be touchy, but here are a few suggestions. 1. Communicate openly. Express your feelings and concerns to the person, highlighting the impact of their lack of empathy on your relationship. Use I statements to avoid sounding accusatory and encourage them to listen and consider your perspective. 2. Educate and raise awareness. Help the person understand the importance of empathy and its impact on interpersonal relationships. Share stories or examples that illustrate the positive outcomes that can arise from practicing empathy, both for themselves and for others. 3. Encourage perspective taking. Encourage the person to actively put themselves in others' shoes. Help them see situations from different viewpoints and understand the emotions and experiences of those around them. This can be done through open conversations and by asking thought-provoking questions. Suggesting a change in someone's level of empathy is a complex process that may require time and patience. However, by fostering open communication, raising awareness, and encouraging perspective-taking, you can create an environment that promotes empathy and understanding. Now, third on the list is a sense of entitlement. An example of a person with a sense of entitlement could be someone who believes they deserve special treatment or privileges solely based on their perceived status, achievements, or personal beliefs. This is more likely to occur in a work environment. Your coworker may expect others to cater to their needs and desires without considering the needs or boundaries of others. Here are a few suggestions that can help you out. 1. Let the person know that everyone deserves equal treatment and reinforce the importance of respect and fairness in all interactions. 2. Encourage empathy and perspective-taking. Encourage them to consider different perspectives. Engage in open and honest conversations, highlighting the importance of empathy and understanding in building healthy relationships. 3. Avoid enabling behavior. Refrain from giving in to their demands or meeting their unrealistic expectations. 4. Offer constructive feedback. If appropriate, provide specific and constructive feedback to help the person develop a more balanced perspective. Please encourage them to consider the feelings and needs of others and to recognize that entitlement can strain relationships and hinder personal growth. The fourth sign we need to look for is exploitative behavior. An example would be when someone consistently takes unfair or unethical advantage of another person, group, or situation for their own profit, comfort, or advancement. This behavior often involves manipulating or using others without considering their well-being or rights. Handling a situation with someone who exhibits exploitative behavior can be challenging, but here are 4 suggestions. 1. Familiarize yourself with the signs of exploitative behavior, such as consistently taking more than giving, disregarding the needs and boundaries of others, and manipulating or using others for personal gain. 2. Set boundaries. Let them know what is acceptable and what is not. Be assertive, communicating your rights and standing up against any form of exploitation. 3. Address the issue directly. Have an open and honest conversation with the person about their exploitative behavior. Express your concerns and how their actions are affecting you. Please encourage them to reflect on their behavior and consider the impact it has on others. 4. Consider exiting the relationship. If the exploitative behavior continues despite your efforts to address it, it may be necessary to consider leaving the relationship. Exiting a toxic situation can be challenging, but your safety and well-being should be the top priority. Seek professional help, such as relationship counseling or a support organization, to assist you in creating an exit strategy and providing resources for a safe transition. Question time. Let me know if this content is helpful by smashing the like button. Okay, let's move on to number 5 on the list, which is an overt narcissist with a preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success. An example is a friend of mine who constantly boasts about his achievements and envisions himself as superior to others. He continually exaggerates his accomplishments, embellishes stories, brags about how much money he makes, and constantly seeks validation and admiration from myself and others. Handling this type of overt narcissist can be tricky because I want to tell him he's full of crap, but here are a few suggestions to better handle the situation. 1. Do not engage in excessive praise or enable their behavior. It's important to maintain healthy boundaries to prevent yourself from being drawn into their grandiose narratives. 2. Encourage realistic perspectives. If appropriate and in a non-confrontational manner, gently challenge their grandiose fantasies and encourage a more realistic perspective. Offer them alternative viewpoints. 3. Focus on empathy and connection. Narcissists often struggle with empathy, so try to connect with them on a human level. Show genuine interest in their feelings and experiences. This may help them develop a more balanced view of themselves and foster healthier relationships. And now, number 6 on the list is a belief in their own uniqueness. An example of an overt narcissist who has a belief in their uniqueness would be someone who constantly emphasizes their exceptional qualities, talents, or achievements. They may believe that they are one of a kind and superior to others in various aspects of life, such as intelligence, creativity, or success. They may seek constant validation and admiration for their perceived uniqueness. Here are some suggestions to handle the situation. 1. Recognize that their belief in their uniqueness is a manifestation of their narcissistic personality traits and not necessarily a reflection of reality. Keep in mind that everyone has their own strengths and qualities, and no one is truly superior to others in every aspect. 2. Avoid feeding into their grandiosity. While it may be tempting to engage in discussions or arguments about their perceived uniqueness, it is generally more productive to avoid fueling their ego. Instead, redirect conversations to more balanced and inclusive topics that promote empathy and understanding. 3. Encourage empathy and perspective-taking. Narcissists often struggle with empathy, so try to encourage them to consider the perspectives and feelings of others. Engage in discussions that promote empathy and understanding, and gently challenge their self-centered worldview by highlighting the value of collaboration and recognizing the strengths of others. 4. Be heard. Narcissists may try to dominate conversations and dismiss the opinions of others, so it is important to assert yourself and ensure that your voice is heard. Okay, we've made it to number 7 on the list, which is arrogant and haughty behavior. An example would be someone who consistently belittles and dismisses others, considering themselves superior and entitled to special treatment. They may display a condescending attitude, speak down to others, and show a lack of respect for their opinions or feelings. Their behavior may be characterized by a sense of entitlement, arrogance, and a need to assert dominance in social interactions. Although you may be tempted to react emotionally by wanting to lash out or fire back, here are a few better suggestions for handling the situation. First, don't internalize their belittling remarks or let them undermine your self-esteem. Remind yourself of your own worth and value. Secondly, you can always communicate what is acceptable and what is not in your interactions with them. Let them know that disrespectful or condescending behavior is not tolerated. Be firm and consistent in enforcing these boundaries. Third, avoid engaging in power struggles. Narcissists thrive on attention and control. Instead, focus on maintaining your own emotional well-being and surrounding yourself with supportive and positive influences. The next thing you can do is practice assertive communication. When interacting with an overt narcissist, use assertive communication techniques. Express your thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly and confidently without becoming aggressive or submissive. Last on the list at number 8 is a constant need for attention. An example would be someone who consistently seeks the spotlight, interrupts conversations to redirect attention to themselves, and dominates social situations with their grandiose stories or achievements. They may have an insatiable desire for validation and admiration, often fishing for compliments or accolades from others. Instead of rolling your eyes at an overt narcissist who has a constant need for attention, here are a few suggestions that will help. 1. Limit your engagement. Recognize that the narcissist's constant need for attention is driven by their insecurity and desire for validation. Resist the urge to feed into their attention-seeking behavior. Refrain from giving them excessive compliments or indulging in their self-centered conversations. 2. Redirect the focus. When in a group setting, try to redirect the attention to others or shift the topic of conversation away from the narcissist. 3. Maintain boundaries by politely but firmly communicating that you are just on your way out or have somewhere to be. This helps to create a healthy balance in your interactions and prevents them from monopolizing your time. If you found this video insightful, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll be continuing our series on narcissism, exploring different types, and providing strategies for dealing with them. Before we wrap up, we'd love to hear your thoughts on the topic. Leave a comment below and let us know if you have any personal experiences or questions about overt narcissism. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful. Thank you for watching, and remember, understanding narcissism can help us navigate challenging relationships and promote healthier interactions. Stay tuned for more insightful content, and until next time, take care.